Every election comes down to a numbers game. Whoever has the most votes wins the race. 3 News Now reporter Alex Whitney is live in the newsroom for us tonight to explain what voter registration may or may not indicate. Alex.
That's right, Mark. Party registration can give us a good indicator of how elections will go, but predictions of close races in Nebraska's congressional districts are showing that registrations might not be in line with who voters will choose when they head to the polls. There isn't much that brings voters out for midterm elections, but the Supreme Court's decision in June to overturn Roe v. Wade caused a surge in voter registration in states across the country. According to publicly available voter information, states like Pennsylvania and Kansas saw big jumps in voter registrations, particularly among women. But here in Nebraska, that wasn't the case.
It's about what we would expect. We currently have about 1,240,000 Nebraskans registered to vote. This is about what we would anticipate at this point.
Nebraska traditionally has a large majority of its voters registered as Republicans, and 2022 is no different. But those numbers might not be telling the whole story. Between 2021 and 2022, Nebraska Democrats lost around 12,000 registered voters, and Republicans gained around 10,000 in that same time period. But despite the shift of more than 20,000 voters, Nebraska had its most competitive District 1 race in decades during this summer's special election.
We know that we have support from Democrats and Republicans as well as independents. And so, yeah, you might have the numbers showing on paper, but when you look at the support where it's coming, we're seeing support from all parties.
Nebraska Dems are also polling historically well in Nebraska's 2nd district race between Don Bacon and Tony Vargas, and McKesson says Roe v. Wade's impact on the race is impossible to ignore.
And I think with the Dobbs decision, especially going on what happened in Kansas, we see how Kansas showed up. I think that momentum is showing, and I think that people are now seeing that there is a way that we can still be able to have democracy and still be fair and still let women make that choice.
Along with abortion, ballot initiatives could also provide motivation for voters to head to the polls. The initiatives aren't presented along party lines, though, adding another layer of unpredictability to election outcomes.
We also have some initiatives on the ballot, voter ID and minimum wage, and I expect that those issues on the ballot will draw people to the polls as well.
Now, if you are of voting age, it's your civic duty to register to vote and participate in the upcoming elections, regardless of who you vote for. And there isn't a better chance to register or update your registration than National Voter Registration Day, which comes up next Tuesday on September 20th. Reporting live in the newsroom, Alex Whitney, 3 News Now.